Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Worst Possible Commander Show. This episode is brought to you by Wizards of the Coast. It's me, it's CGB, and I'm here with my friends Shea.
Hello.
And Ben.
Hello.
And Blake.
Hi.
And today, we have our first crack at the Commander Masters pre-cons. Normally, for our Rule Zero, we would talk about the worst possible thing that our decks can do to each other. But since we just got these straight out of the mail, straight out of the box, and brought them straight over here, sleeved them up, and are doing battle, this is going to be more like a live reaction as we experience these cards for the first time, along with all of you. So today, I am playing Commodore Guff. This is a blue, a red, and a white Jeskai mana for a 5 loyalty legendary Planeswalker that can also be my commander. And it says at the beginning of my end step, I put a loyalty counter on another target Planeswalker I control. The +1 says create a 1/1 red wizard creature token with tap, add red, spend this mana only to cast a Planeswalker spell. So I'm sensing a theme. -3, you draw X cards, and Commodore Guff deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of Planeswalkers I control. So it looks like I get to be in my wheelhouse playing blue and playing lots of Super Friends. We're going to play a Super Friends deck from the command zone, which is kind of crazy. I don't play against them that much. It seems like Planeswalkers usually just come out and die, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what this does and just how arch enemy I can go. So, Shea, who is your commander, and what do you think of the deck that you have? What does it do?
Yeah, so today I'm playing Anikthea, Hand of Erebos. She costs 2, a white, a black, and a green, and she's a 4/4 demigod. She's got Menace. Other enchantment creatures you control have Menace. Whenever Anikthea enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target non-aura enchantment card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 3/3 black zombie creature in addition to its other types. So I'm sensing an enchantment theme here with some cool reanimator stuff. And so, yeah, I'm expecting a lot of enchantment synergy and anthem effects and that sort of thing.
Wild enchantment reanimator godness.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a very unique enchantress take.
Yes.
All right, Ben, who's your commander and what does it do?
I have a Zhulodok Void Gorger. He's an Eldrazi, 7/4. Colorless spells you cast from your hand with mana value 7 or greater have Cascade.
Come again?
2 of them. 2 Cascades.
We both love our Cascade, so that's sweet.
Yeah. Big creatures, Cascade. I'm expecting a lot of Eldrazi and a lot of Cascading. It's going to be big and mean.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, very on brand for Ben.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Colorless is undefeated on our show, 2 for 2 so far, so I think we know who the problem is.
Yeah.
Blake, who is your commander? What does it do?
I'm playing Sliver Gravemother, so that's Wooburg for a 6/6, and it says the legend rule doesn't apply to slivers you control. Each sliver creature in your graveyard has Encore X, where X is mana value, and this creature has Encore 5. Encore says, exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste, and you sacrifice them. So I'm going to be playing a ton of slivers. They're going to buff each other, and I'm going to use them to kill you guys. Fun fact, after my brother and I first learned Magic, the very first deck I purchased was a sliver deck, and he was mind blown. And I'm hoping you guys will be the same.
You know what's better than slivers?
What's that?
More slivers.
True.
Oh man, Encore slivers. The idea of making 3 of any of a sliver.
So gross.
Okay, well, I am looking forward to all the chaos that is about to ensue. So let's dive in. Let this nonsense begin. All right, I won the die roll, so I'll kick it off. Draw for turn. Island, go.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I'm going to play a Temple of Plenty, which enters tapped, and also I will scry 1. Cool beans, pass to Ben.
I'll draw for turn. Play a Waste and pass to play.
Alrighty, I'll draw. Sunken Hollow tapped. Go ahead, CGB.
All right, Plains and Arcane Signet. Your turn.
Untap, draw. I will play a Plains. Spend 2 to cast Herald of the Pantheon.
Oh, my buddy Harold. Nice.
Yeah. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain a life. Pass to you.
All right, I'll draw for turn. Play an Urza's Mine. I'll tap 2 and multi-kick an Ever-Flowing Chalice with 1 charge counter on it. It was a 1 multi-kick. Your turn, Blake.
I will untap, draw for turn. I'm going to play an Unclaimed Territory, and I'm going to name Slivers.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to spend 2 mana, making a green from Unclaimed Territory for Mana Weft Sliver. So Slivers I control are now Birds of Paradise. I'd say better than an Arcane Signet.
That can I go now?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna, just tap my useless little Arcane Signet and some other lands for Nivenrol's Disc.
Oh,
See what you think of that. So enters the battlefield tapped, and for 1 and a tap, I can tap it to destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. No big deal. Go ahead, Shea.
Dude. Untap, draw. I will play a Canopy Vista, which will enter tapped. Then I'll pay 2 for a Starfield Mystic. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Starfield Mystic. Well, then I'm gonna move to combat. CGB. Here's a 2/2.
You want to make the Disc angry? All right. I'll take the 2.
Okay, pass to you, Ben.
All right, I'll untap, draw for turn. Play a Waste. Tap 3 for a Worn Power Stone, which enters tapped and taps for 2, colorless. Your turn, Blake.
All right, I will untap, draw for turn. Bro, that Neverall's Disc is so heartbreaking.
Don't be the only one who respects it now. You'll fall behind. they don't care. They
true.
literally
That's true.
don't
They
care.
They do not. Does that mean I'm supposed to not care? All right. I'm going to play a Forest. I'm going to spend 2 mana, and I'm going to cast 3 visits. Alrighty, I got a basic Forest, so that I could spend 3 mana to play a Siphon Sliver. So Sliver creatures I control have lifelink. Go ahead, CGB.
All right, I'll untap. You guys really just do not care about this thing. This is amazing.
I got told not to.
All right, Plains, Commander, Commodore Guff. So I am going to plus Commodore Guff to 6 loyalty and make the 1/1 wizard creature token. And it can tap for a red mana to cast a Planeswalker. There's my little wizard friend. There's an end step ability that puts a loyalty counter on another Planeswalker I control, but I only have the Commodore, so I'm done.
Okay, I'll untap, draw, play a Forest as my land for turn. All right, then I shall tap 4 to cast an Archon of Sun's Grace.
So that's 3/4 flying lifelink. Pegasus creatures have lifelink.
Yes, and then it also has Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying.
So far, no enchantments in your enchantment deck, Shea.
Hey, we're getting there.
She's in setup.
This is the setup.
She's definitely prepared.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna move to combat, and I am gonna send these 2 creatures to your Planeswalker, CGB.
His name's Commodore Guff.
Commodore Guff.
That's a good name.
I will block one of the creatures, and the Commodore Guff will take 2.
Okay, pass to you, Ben.
I'll untap, draw for turn. I'm going to play a Mirror Pool for turn, which enters tapped. I'm going to tap 6. Whoops. And play an Oblivion Sower.
Whoa.
Whenever you cast this spell, target opponent exiles the top 4 cards of their library. Then you may put any number of land cards that player owns from exile onto the battlefield under your control. I don't really want to pick Blake because I don't want to deal with the colors.
Fair enough.
I hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
We all have
We have
colors,
more
but
colors
you.
than you. Yeah.
Also, as far as dealing with the colors,
You don't have to.
You
That's
don't
the
have
best
to.
part.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
true. I do have like the colorless symbol though. You know what?
Not saying
I'm
you should target
gonna
me, but
defend my good friend Commodore Guff and choose Shea.
nice.
Okay. So what am I doing here?
Exile the top 4, any number of lands in your exile I put on my battlefield.
Okay, exiling the top 4. Binding of the Old Gods. There's a land, Fortified Village, Rampant Growth, and a Sungrass Prairie.
All right, 2 out of 4, not bad.
And then these are just an exile?
Yeah, they go bye-bye.
Okay.
Blake, it's your turn.
Alrighty. Gonna untap. Draw for turn. Gonna spend 3 mana for a Blur Sliver. So this says Sliver creatures I control have haste. How about you don't attack or deal with any of my stuff? Yeah, you probably won't be able to attack me anyway. But just leave me be for a turn cycle.
I'm gonna push the button if people mess with me. I'm not gonna promise I won't push the button.
No, that's different. That is excluded from the deal. So I'm going to attack Guff down to 1, but I won't kill him.
If you attack Guff, I'm blowing. I'm just telling you straight up. Nope.
Toot toot.
You're not gonna take my ability to draw a card.
That's fair. Okay. CGB.
Yes.
Got that finger on the button?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to tap these for colored mana
Okay.
to play a Necrotic Sliver. So all slivers have 3, sacrifice is permanent, destroy target permanent.
How exciting.
Indeed. And I'm going to pass.
Okay. I will untap and draw. The Commodore lives. You love to see it.
Just had to hold us all at gunpoint to get him to survive.
Had to.
Yeah.
Let's tap 3 and cast this Oath of Jace. So when this enters the battlefield, I draw 3 cards and then I discard 2 cards. I will discard 2 islands. I will minus Commodore Guff. The -3 says I draw X cards and this deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of planeswalkers I control. So 1, 1, 1, and I will draw. That should be commander damage, I'm just saying. It's not, but I think it could be treated that way. I'll play this mountain, and I will pass to Shea.
Okay. All right. I don't really love the disc. So I think it's kaboom time. I'm going to move to combat, and I'm going to send the Archon, 3 in the air, to the Planeswalker.
To the Commodore?
To the Commodore Guff.
Guff.
Yeah, disc go boom. Destroy all enchantments and artifacts and creatures.
Yep.
I will respond to that. I'm going to tap 3 mana, and I'm going to throw Blur Sliver at Guff.
Yeah, I had a bad feeling about that. So, yep, commander down. And all the other things on the battlefield get destroyed.
Yep. Okay. I will play a Tainted Wood as my land for turn. Then I'll pay 5 for an Ondu Spirit Dancer. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may create a token that's a copy of it. Do this only once each turn. Okay, then I'll pass.
Okay, I'll untap. I think it's time, guys.
It's you don't have to.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't feel like this is a requirement.
I feel like it's a good time, you know? Kaboomy just happened.
So not ready for this.
Okay, well, let's go. 6. Zhulodok, Void Gorger. He's gonna be real cool soon here.
So how does it work? When you cast what? It cascades?
Yeah. Colorless spells I cast from my hand with mana value 7 or greater have cascade twice.
Okay.
Go ahead, Blake.
All right, I'm going to untap. I'm going to play a Frontier Bivouac. I'm going to spend 3 mana. I'm going to cast Icon of Ancestry. When it enters battlefield, I choose a creature type, which will be Slivers. Slivers I control get +1/+1, and I can pay 3 and tap it. Look at the top 3 cards in my library, and I may reveal a Sliver and put it into my hand. CGB, your turn.
All right. I will play a Mystic Gate, and let's tap Jeskai, and let's cast a Narset of the Ancient Way. I'm going to use the -2 ability on Narset, going down to 2 loyalty. And what that's going to do is I draw a card. Then I may discard a card. When you discard a non-land card, it deals damage equal to the card's mana value to target creature or planeswalker. I will draw. I will discard a card that actually has a 5 mana value, and it's a new card, and it does something with what's in the graveyard, so I'm going to read that part. It says, whenever you cast a planeswalker spell, you may return Jaya's Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. And this has flying and haste. And whenever Jaya's Phoenix deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, I copy the next loyalty ability I activate this turn when I activate it, and I can choose new targets for the copy. So that's in the graveyard, and that's gonna deal 5 damage to Ben's commander.
No.
Whoa.
Yeah, he did. He's back in the command zone.
Wow.
All right, I will also tap 2 and play a Thrumming Bird. It does damage to a player, it proliferates. Your turn, Shea.
Untap. Draw.
We'll see if I regret letting Enchantment Doubling Season live. But I honestly believe she doesn't actually play enchantments in this deck, based on what's happened so far.
We are paying 4 to cast Arasta of the Endless Web. This is an enchantment creature.
A legendary enchantment creature,
I
thank
know.
goodness.
Yeah. But still, whenever an opponent casts an instant or a sorcery spell, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. So, sadly, I don't get the copy because of Legend Rule. All right, I feel like I gotta get in on attacking Ben while I can. That's gonna be a 3/3 headed your way, Ben.
Okay, I'll take the 3 damage from the doubling season creature.
Guys,
And
if you
the
don't want to
30
get attacked, just don't have a lot of stuff on your board.
Okay, pass.
Untap. I'll play a waste for turn. Guys, it looks like I have 8 mana now.
Yeah?
Zhulodok is back.
I'm going to untap, draw for turn, and spend 3 to activate Icon of Ancestry.
Look at the top 3.
Reveal a creature card of the chosen type from among them, put it in your hand.
Okay, so how many slivers are in that? I wonder. It seems like whiffing is
3.
possible.
Yeah, I'm not with
Yeah,
it
it's
this
only
time.
3. Isn't it?
You just put Crystalline Sliver. You know 'em, you hate 'em. Crystalline Sliver. On that, I'm going to spend 2 mana, and guess what I'm going to cast?
Is it Crystalline Sliver?
God, you're good.
Crystalline Sliver.
Wow.
No way.
Have you thought about doing this full time? Crystalline Sliver's a 3/3 because of Icon, and then I'm going to pass.
All right, I will untap with Narset. I'm thrilled to actually have a Planeswalker when I untap. I'll play a Mountain, and I will tap 3, and we're going to play Honor-Worn Shaku. Shaku.
Shaku.
Yeah, this is a mana rock that taps for a colorless, but a cool line of text. Tap an untapped legendary permanent you control to untap it.
So it makes your Planeswalkers mana dorks,
My
basically.
planeswalkers can tap for mana and still do other stuff.
Huh.
Isn't that cool?
That's kind of cool,
That's so
actually.
cool.
Wow.
I will make 2 blue with the Mystic Gate, and I'll tap the Shaku to play a Narset Parter of Veils, which everybody loves. So each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. Sorry. And the -2 is look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Enters with 5 loyalty. This will trigger Jaya's Phoenix from the graveyard. And it says whenever I cast a Planeswalker spell, you may return it from the graveyard to the battlefield.
Wow.
And it's a flying haste creature. And when it hits an opponent, I get to copy the next activated ability of a Planeswalker I control. Let's go to combat. And I will attack my flying creatures at Blake. Yes.
Whoa.
I can't do anything about your slivers going forward, so they're gonna kill me eventually.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to block, actually.
All right, that's 4 points of damage. The triggered ability from the Phoenix is like a delayed thing that's going to hang out till I activate a Planeswalker. The Thrumming Bird is going to proliferate. So I will put a loyalty counter on Narset of the Ancient Way and a loyalty counter on Narset Parter of Veils.
And now your next Planeswalker ability will double.
My next Planeswalker activated ability will double. I am going to -2 on Narset, going to 4 loyalty, and that's going to be look at my top 4, reveal non-creature, non-land, put it into my hand. I'm going to do it twice. Oh, we are cooking.
And we wonder why we kill Planeswalkers every time. It's so sick. It's so sick.
I'll reveal a blasphemous act. Sorry to have to reveal that, but that's what we're going to do. And I will look at the next 4. All right, the card I'm going to choose is Chandra, Legacy of Fire. New Planeswalker, 5 mana, 3 loyalty, lots of text. It's not a board wipe or anything, but it can deal a lot of damage and look at a lot of cards, and it makes mana for each Planeswalker I control. That's the gist. We'll put it on the screen so they can read it, but I'll explain the abilities if when I play it. Those go to hand, the others go to bottom in rando order. I will plus Narset. This will take her up to 4 loyalty, and I'll gain 2 life. And this will make a blue mana that I can spend to cast a non-creature spell. I'll tap this Narset to untap this and tap it for colorless. I'll tap this Narset to untap this, tap it for colorless. I'll use the blue and the other mana, and I will kick Jace Mirror Mage, which is going to make a copy of Jace Mirror Mage.
Guys, there's no mercy at attacking the Planeswalkers this turn.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, so there are 2 Jaces on the battlefield. The plus is to scry 2, and the starting loyalty of the second Jace is 1. The starting loyalty of the first Jace is 4. I will plus the little Jace copy to scry 2. I will put 1 on top and scry the other to the bottom. Now I will 0 this Jace to reveal top card. It is a Talisman of Creativity, so this Jace will go to 2 loyalty. I will tap this Jace to untap this, to tap this for colorless, and tap this to untap this, to tap this for colorless. I'm playing Talisman of Creativity.
Wow.
And I will pass the turn.
That value actually disgusts me.
What just happened?
I mean, you guys are just gonna kill him. So it's fine.
That's
this
true.
is fine.
You know what?
Just-
That's fair.
All right, I'm gonna pay 3 for a Kudama's Reach. Great timing. I need swamps. Okay, cool. So I grabbed a swamp. It's gonna enter tapped, and then I got another swamp, and that's gonna go to hand. Then I'll play a swamp as my land for turn. Then I shall pay 3 for a Nyx Weaver. It's a 2/3 with Reach. It is an enchantment. It's not legendary. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 2 cards, and then I can pay 3 to exile Nyx Weaver and return a target card from your graveyard to your hand.
Also, do you get a copy?
I believe so, yeah, with the Ondu Spirit Dancer. All right, I'll move to combat, and I'm going to send 2 creatures. One is going to go to one Jace, and one will go to the other.
The Jaces?
The Jaces.
The Jaces.
Yeah.
All right, well, that cuts the legs out of this deck a little bit. They're both going to die.
And with that, I will pass to Ben.
I'll untap. 8. X equals 4. Amarthus Ghostfire Initiate.
New card.
It's a 0/0, but it enters with X/1/1 counters on it, and there's 2 X, so it's 4 counters.
It's not even an Eldrazi.
No,
that's
it's not.
cool.
And whenever I put 1 or more 1/1 counters on another colorless creature, I may put a 1/1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, manifest a number of cards from the top of your library equal to the number of counters on it.
But the real jam is Cascade. Cascade.
Okay, here we go. Has to be less than 8. Well, there we go. Bane of Bal again. No. When it attacks, defending player exiles 2 permanents they control. Ooh, man, rough, guys. Bummer. Let's go again. Okay. And a Mind Stone. Well, I got my mana rock
You
I
did,
asked
yeah.
for,
There you
so
go.
there we go. I think the Eldrazi love revenge and vengeance.
True.
7 coming at Narset, the ancient ways.
I would have liked to think they were above Vengeance. You know, that they were at the advanced life form, but they don't need colors. They probably don't need Vengeance, but okay, fine. This Narset dies. She did good work.
All right, Blake, you're up.
All right. Gonna untap. Start by spending 3 mana, and I'm gonna use my icon again.
Get that value, dude.
I'm getting it,
Get
dude.
that value.
Ooh, you ready for this value? Mm-hmm. Gonna fail to find.
Good job. 3 mana. Look at the the bottom 3
Yeah,
cards
look
of
at the
your
bottom
deck.
3 of my deck. They're all good. I'm gonna move to combat. CGB, you're not even gonna try to talk me out of it. I love that. 3 at Narset.
Bam. 1.
Pass turn.
Untap. I'm going to do some silly things because I can. So I'm going to tap the Honor-Worn Shaku for colorless, and then I'm going to tap the Narset to untap it and tap it for another colorless. And then I'll tap these, so a total of 5. And I'm cast the new card. This is Chandra, Legacy of Fire. And I am going to plus Chandra 1, going up to 4 loyalty, to make a red mana for each Planeswalker I control. So that's 2. So I'm going to make 2 red mana. Then I am going to tap Chandra to untap this and tap that for a colorless. And then I'll tap Jeskai stuff here, total of 6. And I will cast Commodore Guff, who is back for revenge. And I will move to combat. And I am going to send the Phoenix and the Thrumming Bird at Ben. I think that's appropriate.
4.
That is 4 in the air.
All right, can't block. I'll take 4.
All right, delayed trigger from the Phoenix, and Thrumming Bird will proliferate. So I'm going to put a counter on Narset and the Commodore and the Chandra. I am going to -3 the Commodore, and this is going to be doubled because of Jai's Phoenix. So I will draw X cards and deal X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of Planeswalkers I control. That number is 3. So 6, 6, 6, and I will draw 6.
Oh, jeez.
All right, I'm going to play a Frostboil Snarl untapped by revealing this island to all of you.
Juicy.
Nice island.
Yeah. I'm going to cast a Blasphemous Act for just 1 little red. A Rasta will trigger. You get a spider, but it's got some damage coming at it.
Yes.
All right, so all your creatures and mine take 13.
Ouch.
Put the commander back in the zone, and I'll manifest the top 4 cards of my library.
Yeah, those probably are going to be mad at me. I am going to tap the Commodore to untap this. This card is amazing.
Dude.
These for colorless. Let's play a Talisman of Conviction. And then these 2, we're going to play a Fog Bank.
I know that card.
Walls.
I know that card.
Prevent all damage that would be dealt to and by Fog Bank.
That's funny flavor. I
Yeah,
like that.
that's great.
Okay.
I haven't activated Narset this turn, and I think her time has come. So -2. She's going to the graveyard, and I'm going to look at my top 4 and get a non-creature, non-land. I'm going to reveal a new card. It's Guff Rewrites History. It's a lot of text. In a nutshell, it Chaos Warps all 3 of you.
What?
But don't worry about it. It goes to my hand, and I might play it later.
All of our...
Don't. It's fine. It's fine.
You can't reveal a card and tell us to not worry about it.
It's fine. I haven't cast it yet.
Okay.
One of you might wheel. If we read all that, it's just going to make our heads explode. Let's move on. All right. End step triggers. I am going to put an extra loyalty counter on Chandra Legacy of Fire with Commodore Guff's end step trigger. And Chandra's end step trigger is each of you takes damage equal to the number of Planeswalkers I control. So 2, 2, and 2.
Okay.
8 damage of burn.
I know.
Go ahead, Shea.
Okay, I'm paying 5 to cast my commander, Anikthea.
Hello.
She's here.
She's here. All right, so I'm gonna target my Nyx Weaver with Anikthia's ability. So we'll put that there. Got a dice here to indicate that it is a 3/3, and it's also a black zombie creature. All right, that is all my stuff. I'm gonna pass to you, Ben.
What? I'll untap. So I'm going to tap my Mind Stone to play a Soul Ring.
Better late than never.
I mean, he's got to come back.
No.
Ben,
really?
have you ever heard the definition of insanity?
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to warn both of you. I might not be able to kill it this time.
You got Chaos Warp
love
AoE.
hearing that. 8, 9, 10. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum. I'm going to go to combat and swing all my manifest creatures at Chandra.
At Chandra? Yeah. Chandra's dead. You got it.
Blake, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to untap. So I'm going to spend 5 mana, and I'm going to cast Brood Sliver. So whenever a Sliver deals combat damage to a player, its controller may create a 1/1 colorless Sliver token.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That,
That's it. That's a lot of it. Go ahead.
you need a few more slivers, I would
Thanks.
suggest. Okay, let's untap. Draw for turn. Darn, I don't have a board wipe this time.
Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, man.
I guess I have to move to my deck's plan B. I'm going to tap this for a colorless, tap Commodore Guff, untap it, tap it for a colorless, because this is so fun. And 4 total. Silent Arbiter. 1/5, no more than 1 creature can attack each combat, and no more than 1 creature can block each combat.
I've passed on from this life.
It's kind of like a board wipe.
It's close.
In case you guys were still having thoughts about attacking me,
Oh boy.
let's tap these 5, and let's play Norn's Annex.
Jeez.
I didn't build it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
Creatures can't attack me or planeswalkers I control unless the controller pays Phyrexian white for each of those creatures. You have to tap either a white mana or you have to pay 2 life.
Okay.
2 more. Felwar Stone, because I can.
Fair enough.
I'm going to plus the Commodore, and I'm going to make a little wizard friend. And I'm going to pass the turn. And I know my cards are annoying, but there's just one Planeswalker, and he's not hurting anyone on end step, so go ahead, Shea.
Okay. All right. I will untap, and on my upkeep, I have a Nyx Weaver trigger. I will mill 2 cards. Dryad of the Elysian Grove and Arcane Signet. Then I will draw. All right, I'm gonna pay 3 for a Ghoulish Impetus. So enchanted creature gets +1/+1, has Death Touch, and is goaded. So I'm gonna choose your Sliver over there, Blake.
He might get in there.
Might get in there. And then also when enchanted creature dies, Ghoulish Impetus goes back to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step.
This is a 5/5 now.
All right, I shall move to combat. I'm gonna swing Anikthea to Commander Guff. It's a 4/4 menace.
And then, so when you attack, you either have to pay a white or 2 life.
And I will pay a white to do that.
All right, you have an attack trigger on your commander, I believe?
Yeah, that's correct. So I get to bring something back onto the battlefield as a copy. So I'm going to target Arasta of the Endless Web. It is a 3/3.
Well, I can only block with 1 creature per combat because of my Silent Arbiter, but your creature has Menace, so I basically made it unblockable. So yeah, Commodore Guff is going to bite it and head to the command zone for the 2nd time.
Okay, that is everything for me. Pass to you, Ben.
Okay. We'll untap. I'm gonna tap 3 and play a Mirage Mirror.
I'm sure that's fine.
That's fine. Guys.
That card has
It's
never done anything
fine.
scary.
I will tap 7, and I will play All Is Dust.
Okay.
Each player sacrifices all permanents they control that are 1 or more colors. And you know what's cool, guys? This still activates my commander.
It does, and your manifests are colorless.
I know. Isn't that great?
Sheesh. Oh, it's something.
You guys are going to be lucky the Arbiter's alive.
Board wipe number 3.
All right, so Cascade.
Yep. Yeah, instant spatial contortion. Target creature gets +3/-3 until end of turn. Yeah, I'll put it on my Zhulodok Void Gorger. He has +3/-3 until end of turn.
And does that count as a cast?
It does.
It does.
Okay, Arasta goes off. I get a spider.
There you go.
For now. Cascade again.
Yep. Abstruse Archaic. Vigilance 3/4, 1 tap, copy target activated or triggered ability you control from a colorless source.
You mean like Cascade?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll go onto the battlefield.
You know what's better than Cascade?
Cascade. Any response to the All Is Dust?
Sadness, tears, crying, frustration.
Oh, all the things it loves.
Yep.
Ghoulish Impetus is gonna go to your graveyard, Shea, because it dies at the same time Brood Sliver does.
Gotcha.
Well, CGB,
Yo.
you're still at 40. A good, healthy 40. And you've done quite a bit of damage to all of us. So I'm going to have 18 coming at you.
Well,
you think you are.
Let's say that we can't because there's a
Oh,
cylinder
that's
there.
right. That's right.
Silence.
Silent but deadly.
Yeah, just pick one.
Yeah, I'll pick one. Commander. 10-1 coming at you.
10-1?
10-1 because of the buff it got earlier.
Arbiter has 1 power. I am going to block. I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm blocking that
Okay.
commander. I'm not afraid.
Okay.
So they both die?
Yeah, they both died.
They both died.
They both died.
All right.
Okay, Blake, go ahead.
We're gonna spend 5 mana for Sliver Gravemother.
Uh-huh.
So Legend Rule does not apply to slivers I control. Each sliver has Encore X, or X's mana value, and this guy has Encore X as well. But I was curious what the bottom 3 cards are.
Dude, are you crazy right now?
Encoring these?
You have a crystalline sliver, don't you?
It goes away at the end of the turn. I can't get it back
okay,
ever. I'd
gotcha.
rather wait for a big turn where I can encore a couple of things.
Fair enough, fair enough.
What, am I going to make a 2/2 lifelink and attack everyone for 2 and gain 2 life? Or 6 life? Come on. Come on. There's better things to do than that.
Yeah, like look at the bottom 3 cards of your library. Go ahead.
Well, then I know. Okay, this is ridiculous.
Deserved. Deserved.
Cute.
All right. I'm passing.
Let's untap and play some empty board magic. I will tap a mere easy 8 mana for Commodore Guff. Let's go. When this is cast, I get a bird back from my graveyard.
Oh boy.
Jaya's Phoenix returns to the battlefield with haste. I will attack Blake in the air for 3.
Okay.
The trigger will mean that I copy my next Planeswalker loyalty ability. It's kind of sad, but I need the cards. I'm going to -3, so this ability is copied. So all of you will take 2 damage, and I will draw 2 cards. All right, I will tap the Commodore, untap the Shaku. I'll tap the Shaku, and 2 others will play a Flux Channeler. Whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I proliferate. And I will pass the turn to Shea.
Okay. Gonna untap and draw. Jumping on the cast your commander train. Gonna pay 7 for Anikthea. All right, and when she enters, I get to return an enchantment from my graveyard to the battlefield. As a copy, I'm gonna choose Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Okay, then I'm gonna play Golgari Rot Farm as my land for turn. And then I'll do a Plains, because I can do an additional land. All right, my stuff has Summoning Sickness, so I'm gonna pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap. Tap 6 for an Endbringer. Untap during each other player's untap step. I can tap him to deal 1 damage to any target. Colorless and tap. Target creature can't block or attack this turn. Or 2 colorless and tap. Draw a card. He's a 5/5. Okay, CGB.
Yo.
I was trying to attack with multiple creatures last turn and it didn't work. So,
I don't remember that. I don't.
Yeah, no.
I have no idea how that happened.
But this is a new turn.
It is a new turn, but I'm not worried about Mr. Guff over there.
Really?
No.
I have been enjoying my life total being completely ignored.
Title.
But I don't like that life total. We're going to combat. We're doing
Mr. Guff.
8 at you.
8 at me?
All the manifest. At
All
you.
of it? At me?
At you.
Yeah, I'll take the 8. It's about
Okay.
time.
Second main, I'm going to tap 4 and play a Mystic Forge. Look at the top card of your library at any time. I may cast artifact or color spells from the top, and I can tap and pay 1 life, exile the top card of my library.
That is so Ben to play the value card last.
Yep.
Yeah, right? That's a cool one. Go ahead, Blake.
All right. I'm glad it's cool. Spend 5 mana. I'm going to activate the Encore ability given by Gravemother on Brood Sliver. So this is going to make 3 Brood Slivers. Then I'm going to spend 3 holding on my Frontier Bivouac. And I'm going to... Well, it's an Encore. We're going to Siphon Sliver. So I've got 2 of those. +1 is 3. Then I'm going to move to combat. So one of both of these is going at everybody. They are all +1/+1. So these are all 3/3 lifelinks. And these are all 4/4s that whenever a sliver deals combat damage to a player, I make a 1/1 slivy.
Oh my.
Wow.
Okay, just to clarify, they're attacking me, not Commodore
Oh,
Guff.
I see what you're saying. I don't like your Guff, but Brood Sliver wants me to attack you, so you to the face.
Okay. I have no blocks for either sliver that's attacking me. How about you, Shea?
So one of them is a 3/3, is that right? Yep. Okay, so then I will block the 3/3 with my commander and no blocks on the 4/4.
Okay.
I'll block the 3/3 with my 3/4 and the 4/4 with my 5/5.
So Shea, you'll take 4.
Okay.
CGB, you'll take 7.
I sure will.
So I will gain 9, 21 life. So because I have 3 Brood Slivers and 3 of them hit, 3 of my slivers hit, that should be 9 sliver tokens.
9 slivers.
The slivers come fast. All right, when I move to my end step to pass to CGB, these get exiled, as do these. But they did their jobs. And then I will pass to you on that.
Ooh, somebody just slivered their way into the lead.
Nice.
I will move to combat, and I will feel quite justified in my combat last turn by attacking Blake in the air with Jaya's Phoenix.
The burb.
Second main phase, I will cast the Wanderer. This is a legendary Planeswalker. It has a static that prevents all non-combat damage that would be dealt to me or other permanents I control. The -2 is exile target creature with power 4 or greater. This comes in with 5 loyalty, but when it's on the stack, I'm going to proliferate with the Flux Channeler, moving Commodore Guff up to 3. Tap for colorless. Tap, untap it, tap for colorless, tap, untap it, tap for colorless, and colorless, and a white. Let's cast Promise of Loyalty, and this says each player puts a vow counter on a creature they control and sacrifice the rest. Each of those creatures can't attack me or planeswalkers I control for as long as it has a vow counter on it. I am going to proliferate with the Flux Channeler. Wanderer goes to 6, and now choose your favorite creature to get a vow counter.
I have a response.
Okay.
I'm going to pay 1 by tapping these 2, so I have 1 floating, to sacrifice a Mind Stone, but I'll use that second floating to tap this guy to copy that ability, to draw 2.
Gotta respect it.
I love it.
So, who gets vow counters, guys?
Shay would choose first.
I'm going to choose my commander.
Fair one. I'm going to choose the Endbringer.
This vigilance counter kind of looks like a V.
Okay.
I have to choose as well. I am going to choose my Flux Channeler.
And I'll choose Sliver Gravemother.
All right, sacrifice those without the vow counters, including Jaya's Phoenix here. I'm going to tap my Talisman and all these lands. And I'm going to cast a Deep Glow Skate, which says, when it enters the battlefield, double the number of each kind of counter on any number of target permanents. You guys, double the vow counters on your permanent, because why not?
I was wondering.
I think you can just leave them.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if it ever comes up that we needed to. But I'm going to go to 8 on Commodore Guff. And I'm going to go to 12 on the Wanderer. I'm going to minus Commodore Guff down to 5, and I do have that delayed trigger from my Phoenix, so I am going to draw 2 cards twice, and you are each going to take 2 damage twice. I will -2 the Wanderer, and I don't trust this Sliver, so it's exiled.
Can't even encore it?
Nope.
Goodness
Out.
gracious.
I will tap the Snarl to cast a Soul Ring and proliferate. So 6 and 11. I will tap these for a Gatewatch Beacon. This is a new card. It enters the battlefield with 3 loyalty counters on it, somehow. Don't know how that works.
It's not a Planeswalker.
It taps for a white mana, and whenever a Planeswalker enters the battlefield under my control, if the beacon has loyalty counters, I may move loyalty counters from the Gatewatch Beacon onto that Planeswalker.
Oh, I like that.
What?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's also mana.
It's like a Forgotten Ancient for Planeswalkers.
I will proliferate with Flux Channeler. So Guff to 7, Wandering Emperor back to 12. Wow, I think I'm done, but before I am, end step trigger, Commander Guff will put 1 more counter on the Wanderer. Go ahead, Shay.
Wow. What even happened? Okay, I'm going to pay 3 to cast a Verduran Enchantress. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you may draw a card. Okay, then I will pay 4 for a Cast Out. And I will target your commander. So when it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Cast Out leaves the battlefield.
Yep, and you have a really fun trigger from that with your Enchantress.
Yeah, I get to draw a card.
Commodore Guff is to the command zone for the 3rd time.
I will send Anikthea to Blake. It's a 4/4.
Yep, you have an attack trigger.
Yes, I do have an attack trigger with Anikthea, but the only enchantment I have in my graveyard is an aura, and I can't target that.
Oh, I took 4.
Okay. Okay, pass to you, Ben.
I'm going to play a Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. Tapping 12. For an It That Betrays.
Come on, dude.
let's go.
11. Annihilator 2. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card on the battlefield under your control. I'm going to tap my last 2 mana to make the Mirage Mirror into an It That Betrays.
Oh, what?
An It That Betrays.
Yeah, he's so excited.
Can't blame him.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to swing the Mirage Mirror. That's an It That Betrays at the Wanderer CGB.
Okay.
Tag trigger, Annihilator 2.
And whatever I sacrifice goes to the battlefield under your control?
Yes. Any non-token. I'll also send the Endbringer at Blake.
I've got an Annihilator trigger. I've got decisions to make because you get whatever.
It'd be great if I got the Shaku?
No, no MVP.
No, come on.
No, you get 2 talismans.
Okay.
I'm gonna sack these 2 talismans.
Awesome.
I will also block that disgusting betraying thing with the Deep Glow Skate.
Alright.
So, yeah.
And I have no blocks for Endbringer, so I will take 5.
Blake, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to move to my turn. I'm going to untap.
All right, I'm going to untap my Endbringer.
Aw, I love when we share an untap step then.
Thanks.
All right, I'm going to spend 7 mana. Welcome back, Gravemom. All right, I'm going to pay 1 red, and I'm going to play a Striking Sliver, so now both of my Slivers have first strike. For the inevitable board wipe, I'm passing.
How many could there be? All right, let's untap. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. Gonna use the Wanderer for mana, because that's how my Honor Warren thingy works. So that is a total of 10?
10.
10 mana, bargain. Commodore Guff, let's go.
All right.
So when I cast this, I have a few triggers. One is the Phoenix from the Graveyard. Second, Flux Channeler. So I'm going to proliferate my Wanderer and my Gatewatch Beacon. I'm also going to proliferate your Vow counters because I can.
Okay.
They have 3.
Then I'm going to move a loyalty counter from the Gatewatch Beacon onto Commodore Gruff when he enters. I said it again. Onto Commodore Guff when he enters the battlefield. The Wanderer will -2 and exile It That Betrays.
The real one? Oh, yeah, that's not it right now.
It's not it right now. That's not it.
Exiled.
Oof.
Jai's Phoenix will attack Blake in the air for 3.
Okay.
I will -3 again. I will draw X cards, which is 2, and deal 2 damage to each of you, and I'll do it twice. So 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, and then another 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, and I draw 4. I didn't like those mana rocks going away. So I'll play an Is It Signet, and I will proliferate. All right, 2 more. Let's cast Azorius Signet. Let's do it again. I'm going to tap this for colorless mana and use the Azorius Signet. I'm going to cast this card. Onak Oathkeeper. This is 1 in white for an 0/4. Creatures can't attack planeswalkers I control unless their controller pays 1 for each creature they control that's attacking a planeswalker I control. I will move to my end step and I'll put a loyalty counter on the Wanderer. And go ahead, Shea.
At your end step as well, I'll tap Endbringer to do 1 damage to your face.
Okay.
Oh,
I will prevent that damage with the Wanderer because it's not combat damage.
right. Darn.
You tried.
That darn Wanderer.
All right, I'm gonna untap
I'll untap my Endbringer.
and draw. Okay, I'll begin by paying 3 for a Mesa Enchantress.
More Enchantress.
Aha, here we go. I'll pay 2 for a Destiny Spinner.
That is an enchantment.
That's an enchantment. And so now I have 2 draw triggers. Draw 2 cards. All right, then I'm gonna pay 4 for Narcy, Fable Singer. This is a new card. She's a 3/3 lifelink. Whenever you sacrifice an enchantment, draw a card. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is that saga's mana value.
Is she an enchantment creature?
No. So the only person I can really swing at with my commander would be Ben. Feels kind of bad, though. You know, I don't think I want to
mean,
do that.
Have you seen what I've done this game? Not that I'm like defending
wants
your
to.
choice,
Do you
but
want me to
like,
attack you?
Turn Ben's
I think he's offended by not
I
being
know,
considered a
I
threat.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, Ben, you know what? I'll do you the honors of being attacked by my commander, Anikthea. That's 4 menace coming at you.
yeah, I only have 1 creature, so I'll take 4.
Okay, that will end my turn. Pass to you.
I will give you a very solid high five if you kill my striking sliver.
You want me to?
Great high five.
What?
One of the
Interesting.
best.
Interesting.
All right, add your end step, Shea. I'll tap my Endbringer to little shoot down that striking sliver.
And as my part of the deal, nice.
Don't know why you wanted me to kill your creature, Blake, but
I
okay.
wonder why.
Okay, well, I'll go to my turn, untap. I'll pay 1 life and tap the Mystic Forge, going down to 9 to exile the top card of my library, which is a Thran Dynamo. Tap 4 for a Hedron Archive. Tap 6 for a Dreamstone Hedron.
Wow.
Oh, and you had the Mind Stone, you could have had the trifecta.
Yeah, well, I needed to draw that card. Okay, go ahead, Blake.
On your end step, it's time to cast that weird Chaos Warpy card. This is a wild ride. Let's do it. Guff rewrites history. This says, for each player, choose target non-enchantment, non-land permanent that player controls. Those permanents, owners shuffle them into their libraries. This is all of us. This includes me.
Oh, wow.
For each player who controlled one of those permanents, exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Each player may cast the non-land card they exiled without paying its mana cost. So, I am going to target Verduran Enchantress, Mirage Mirror, Sliver
I hate you.
Gravemother, and my Azorius Signet. When I do play this, I get a Flux Channeler trigger, so let's proliferate. Just assume those Vow counters are up to 4.
This game's going prolific great.
All right, do we do the thing?
We do the thing.
Yeah.
All right, so shuffle in those cards that were targeted.
I will choose to put Gravemother into the command zone instead. But I will still shuffle the bottom 3 cards at 6 of my deck.
Let's get those back in there.
I was hoping.
All right, flip them over, and then we add them to the stack in starting with Shea, ending with me. So I got Oath of Teferi.
I got Temple of Milady.
No, exile till you hit a non-land.
Oh, yeah. Land. Omen of the Sun.
Okay.
Hanger back, Walker.
Yes!
Oh, that's so
Yes!
Oh.
Oh, man.
I'm so sorry I cut to that card, bro. I thought I was a better friend than
I hope yours is better.
Dude, I'm so sorry,
And then-
man.
No.
Yeah, it's still on the stack, but it'll die.
Oh, okay. Let's see, so it's Citadel and Hibernation Sliver. So all slivers have pay 2 life, return this permanent to its owner's hand.
All right, Shea, Omen of the Sun on the stack. You can cast it for free, so you get any enchantment triggers will happen, so go for it.
Yeah, I would love to cast Omen of the Sun. When it enters, I create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, and I gain 2 life, and then I also have an Enchantress draw trigger.
All right, my Hanger back, Walker will enter the battlefield and immediately die.
Rip.
Fun stuff.
You know what? I'm just glad to untap with a sliver. I'm gonna cast my Hibernation Sliver.
And Oath of Teferi will trigger the Flux Channeler. Add another Vow counter to those Vow counter creatures out there, gamers.
Sweet.
Oath of Teferi will enter the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent I control, return to the battlefield under owner's control. At the beginning of the next end step, I can activate loyalty abilities of planeswalkers I control twice instead of once. I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
What?
So yeah, I've never actually had this be a negative before.
That it's literally...
You only have the Hibernation Sliver. You know what? I'm not afraid of it. I'm going to exile the little Oathkeeper friend.
It hurts, but
Yeah,
it's fair.
You're out of here. You come back later. Nobody like you. Proceed to Blake's turn.
I'm gonna untap. All right, I'm gonna move to combat. Commodore Guff,
Yo.
time for 2 damage.
All right, so you're attacking the Commodore for 2. No blocks. Down to 5. Do it.
Paying 9
Do it.
for this guy again. I'm gonna pass.
At your end step, I will tap 2 to tap the Endbringer to draw a card.
Anybody else relieved that he knows that it does that?
I forgot it.
Honestly, I was hoping
my
he
turn.
wouldn't. I was hoping he was just gonna like ping.
I'd have drawn so many cards by now. All right, go to my turn.
I'll untap the Endbringer while you're untapping.
Let's start the party. So, we're going to cast Nahiri the Harbinger. So, this will trigger the Flux Channeler, which is going to proliferate the squad.
And our vow counters?
And your vow counters.
How many do we have now? Like 6?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So Nahiri will enter with 4. I will move a counter from the Gatewatch Beacon to make it 5. I will tap 4, and I will cast Chandra, Torch of Defiance.
Okay.
We will once again proliferate with Flux Channeler, because that's what I do here. Gatewatch Beacon will go down to 7 when Chandra enters, so that she starts with 5 loyalty. I will attack Blake in the air with the Jaya's Phoenix.
I'm honored. No blocks.
All right, now the next Planeswalker activation ability will be copied. I'll tap the Honor Worn, and I'll tap Commodore Guff and use it again, and then red and red. And we're going to cast Repeated Reverberation. This says that the next instant, sorcery, or activate a loyalty ability this turn,
Oh my god.
copy it twice. You may choose new targets for the copy.
Oh my gosh.
I am going to proliferate. I never knew this card had this line of
I
text on
didn't
it.
either. Wow.
All right, I'm going to minus Commodore Guff. So that is going to go down to 5. And that is a -3, which is you draw X cards, and Guff deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of Planeswalkers you control. There will be an additional activation of that because of the Phoenix, and then that will be 2 more activations of that from Repeated Reverberation. So 1, 2, 3, 4 Planeswalkers. So you guys are going to each take 16, and I am going to draw 16.
Well, I'm dead. I'm gonna try to
Ouch.
save myself.
Okay, what you got? What you got?
I'm gonna tap 3.
We'll just have all those abilities are on the stack. Yep.
I'll tap 3 to sacrifice the Hedron, or Dreamstone Hedron, to draw 3 cards.
I really want to know what colorless card is in the deck that's going to do it for you.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
It's likely gonna have to be a card they just printed.
now I'm going to pay 2 to draw 1 more card with Endbringer. And then die.
So, 16 around to you guys.
Ow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, baby.
Here are your talismans back. Here are your lands
CGB,
back.
finish us with a
Thanks.
Nahiri creature.
I feel like just one more thing, guys. One more thing. I'm just gonna spark double Commodore Guff because I can. Because I have Oath of Teferi, I'm gonna minus the first one again, and we're gonna deal the whole 16 damage thing again. But it looks like you guys won't survive the first activation, so pow 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 pow.
GG's,
Oh
buddy.
my gosh.
What is this?
That deck was so sick.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
wild.
How many cards of the game can you have?
Well, we're gonna find a couple. Let's pick out our cards of the game. All right, it's time for the card of the game. And for Commodore Guff, this card of the game, a lot of cool options. My cards did
Yes.
many things.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Jaya's Phoenix because this new card was actually amazing. The amount of times I got to use it to copy an ability, especially a card draw ability, really kept me in the game. Every time I got down to 1 or 2 cards left and might run out of Planeswalkers, I was able to duplicate a card draw ability and get right back in it. And the fact that it comes back to the battlefield, from the graveyard to the battlefield, every time you play a Planeswalker, and your commander is a Planeswalker, means you just never run out of cool things to do with your Planeswalkers. True. So, Jaya's Phoenix is my card of the
I'm
game.
going to call an honorable mention for your deck with the Honor Worn Shaku.
I
was sweet.
I was shocked by how amazing it was.
Yeah, that thing was crazy.
It probably made like 30 mana.
Oh, yeah, it was actually gross.
Yeah, insane. It's like Gaia's Cradle, but a 3-mana artifact.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Shea, card of the game.
My card of the game is my commander, Anikthea, Hand of Erebos. I really liked the enchantment synergy. The menace is super cool. It worked great when I had the Nyx Weaver out, which I also wanted to mention. I was really enjoying that synergy. I would imagine there's probably more stuff like that in the deck to help fill up the graveyard. But I liked it when these two were out on the battlefield together.
Me too. I actually really like your commander. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it feels very Shea to have the creepy crawly
Shea,
things,
yeah.
but also enchantments.
Yes,
and-
exactly.
Which, behind creatures, has got to be your second favorite creature or card type.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, card of the game.
Okay. So I thought it that betrays was really cool. He had summoning sickness when he came out though, so it was really nice that I had that Mirage Mirror to, make a copy of it and just, attack right away.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it very much.
Oh, I did. It was delightful.
You had 4 colored mana sources in your colorless deck.
Yeah, I did.
Which is cool.
All right, Blake, card of the game.
I'm going to say Brood Sliver was my card of the game. It ended up making a ton of slivers. It was really fun. I like having a few creatures. And actually, my true card of the game was the 9 slivers that CGB killed because I was going to Encore Mana Weft Sliver and then combo off and play like 9 cards.
That one turn where you gained 21
Yeah.
and made 9 slivers and punched us
Yeah.
all, I think just gave us a hint that the deck was still scary. And maybe if my Planeswalker deck didn't also play so many board wipes, things would have gone a lot differently.
yeah. But love this deck. Love slivers. Super cool.
All right, thank you very much for watching all the way to the end of the video. That is the best thing that you can do for the channel, and we appreciate it a lot. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast for sponsoring this video. Go get yourself some Commander Masters and check out these sweet cards. So, on behalf of all of my friends here, Shea and Ben and Blake, from the worst possible Commander show to you at home, you're cool.